Okay, let's dive into this. Because I know this is a situation almost every Canadian small business owner, tradesperson, and independent professional has faced. You have a crazy busy week, the pressure is totally on, and then, bam, suddenly a small detail gets dropped. Maybe it's a forgotten email, a missing signature, or a delayed invoice follow-up. It causes rework, it frustrates your customers, and above all, it creates a massive amount of stress for you. And why does this happen? Well, usually it's because way too much of your business is relying entirely on your memory. When the business lives in your head, hidden friction just builds up over time. So, in this explainer, we're going to look at a highly effective, practical way to fix that, building checklists for your recurring work.
Just to quickly ground us, let's look at how this fits into the bigger picture. In the operations and systems domain, we are on the path to build repeatable routines. Now, there are 3 layers to this: awareness, where you notice the issue; practice, where you apply a tool; and maturity, where you strengthen the system so it runs on a reliable rhythm. This explainer is solidly a practice guide. We are putting a simple operating structure around your work so you can repeat and eventually hand off tasks with absolute confidence. So, the crucial point is this: using a checklist is not a sign that your work is simple, and it definitely doesn't mean you don't know how to do your job. We really need to normalize this problem. A checklist is a protective tool. It protects your repeated work from missed steps, especially when the week gets busy, details change, files are incomplete, or just too many things are happening all at once. At its core, a good checklist answers just one single clarifying question: what should not be missed when this work happens again?
To get there, we've got 7 practical steps, and the first 3 are all about setting the right boundaries. Step 1, choose a task where missed details create friction. Don't start with something easy. Start with recurring work where small misses actually cause delays, customer frustration, or payment issues. A job start checklist or a month-end records checklist, those are perfect examples. Step 2 is to keep the checklist narrow. We want to avoid broad, vague topics like run the business properly. Instead, focus on one specific recurring moment, like before starting a job or before sending an invoice. Then we have step 3. List only the steps that are easy to miss. Please do not include every single obvious action. Actually, scratch that. Don't include any obvious actions. We are strictly listing the non-obvious details that protect the work from common gaps. Things like making sure job photos are saved, customer sign-off is recorded, or making sure GST or HST is tracked if you're registered.
Okay, moving on to the final 4 steps to bring this to life. Step 4 is absolutely crucial. Put the checklist where the work actually happens. It has to be easy to find at the exact moment it's needed, whether that's a job checklist on a clipboard in the truck or a month-end checklist living right inside your finance folder. Step 5 is to make each item clear enough to check off. You need a definitive yes or no. Step 6, use the checklist once and then simplify it. Listen, your first version will not be perfect, and that is completely fine. Use it in real work and ask yourself, was anything unnecessary? Would I actually use this again on a really busy day? And finally, step 7, connect the checklist to a review habit. A checklist works best when it's attached to a steady rhythm. Tie it to a trigger, like every billing cycle, every delivered job, or every month end.
And this brilliantly illustrates what we mean by step 5, making items clear enough to check off. Look at the weak examples: handle client, or do admin, or finish job. These are incredibly vague. If you are totally exhausted at 4 p.m. on a Friday, do admin does not protect you from missing a key detail. Now look at the better examples. These are highly specific: client folder created, required documents requested, job photos saved, invoice sent. An effective checklist item must clearly answer yes or no. There's no ambiguity, and that is exactly how you prevent those common, frustrating gaps in your workflow.
Now, what's really powerful about this idea is the permission it gives you. As the quote says, you don't need a checklist for everything. You need one recurring area of work to become more reliable. I absolutely love this because it just takes the pressure off. If you're a tradesperson, a sole proprietor, or a small business owner, you are not trying to build some massive, heavy corporate bureaucracy. Please don't try to document every breath you take in your business. The goal here is simply to lower your operational stress. Start with just one area that is currently causing you headaches and make that one area reliable.
So let's completely lower the bar for perfectionism here. What does done actually look like for a functional checklist? Well, it looks like this list right here. You've identified one recurring task, you know the exact moment the checklist supports, you have the few steps that simply shouldn't be missed, you know where it will live, the items are clear yes or no questions, you know exactly when to use it, and above all else, it is simple enough to survive a busy week. If your checklist hits these points, it is good enough.
Don't let the drive for the perfect system stop you from getting a good system active and working for you in the real world.
To help you put this into practice right away, there is a matching tool called the Recurring Work Checklist Builder, which you can use with a free account. This is a super practical resource designed specifically to help you turn your repeated work into a reliable, tangible checklist. It essentially guides you through making sure your steps are easier to follow, easier to repeat, and easier to review. It's the perfect bridge to take these concepts and actually apply them to the messy reality of your day-to-day operations.
We've covered some great ground in this explainer, but the core takeaway is really about turning your own memory into a structured flow. Because when you do that, you stop being the bottleneck in your own business. So I want to leave you with this thought to consider today. What is the one recurring task in your business right now that is quietly causing friction? And are you ready to finally get it out of your head? Pick that task, build a simple checklist for it, and just watch how much smoother your next week runs.